character works as a feast or famine character. And damn, now the tags are making sense.
Yeah, nah, this is definitely as planned. Floppyfail and Reed, we didn't keep you waiting for too long. This is the other one of the other winners quarterfinals. If you're not paying attention to the bracket, the other ones are going to be Jukane versus Kazi and level 6 versus Sauce. But we're going to keep it rolling here in winners quarters. We're still best of 3 territory, as you can see, after that 2-0 from Noodle over Sentinel. We're going to keep this going now. Floppyfail, Reed. Now we have Reed, who is this Pyra main, self-proclaimed Pyra main, is the Aegis coming out against Dark Samus.
And I think it's Floppyfail's Dark Samus, right? That sounds really familiar. Yes. So yeah, Floppyfail able to do great stuff with Dark Samus. I've seen it a couple times in many other tournaments. So I think the biggest worry is that Samus is one of those characters where, let's be real, only one person's having fun. And it's not going to be the opposing side playing against the Samus from how well, because for me personally, I feel like Samus does so well to counter if you are autopiloting.
Yeah, that makes sense. I mean, I feel like the autopilot is so... It can be useful, especially for like a zoner. If it's like a zoner character, it can be really useful because autopilot, you know, will get you your bread and butters. It will get you your hit confirms at some point. But, you know, beyond that, yeah, I would say autopilot really does have its limitations. It's like eventually you got to be able to switch it up. You got to be able to do something else. Like mix-ups are so important in a game like this. With over 85 characters. And now one of the newer ones that we had, Aegis coming in. Versus Dark Samus, this is always like one of those things that, you know, like a fast character like Mythra can really get in on a zoner like Dark Samus, but Pyra can actually kill a heavier character like Dark Samus too, which is really kind of like the twofer that you need.
And the hypermobility with Mythra will definitely help, especially, you know, this is literally the stereotypical rushdown versus zoner, and it's going to be up to kind of both of them to control that space within that neutral and, yeah, just kind of pressuring, holding on to the shield, but... Pyra and Mythra, more specifically Mythra, one of the best whiff punishing characters in this game. If you mess up a little bit, that dash attack will catch you out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's very true, but still has, you know, some great get out of jail free cards like the Foresight for Mythra. All of those things are good, but the roll in just enough iframes to survive this Pyra forward smash. Now we are wasting no time looking for that at not even 100% on Floppy, and we are still looking for big swings. We want to get something early here.
Wants to get the momentum, but the air-to-air... Oh, wow! Actually folded her body using the
the
dare.
hurt box shifting. It's huge here for this character.
They're looking so damn good as well. Try to catch the roll and expecting the second one. But this is where 127, Rage on Samus can be real scary, and a dash attack as well to kind of complement that. So Floppyfail, yeah, hold on to this distance. Make sure you kind of keep an eye on it. So Reed in a little bit of the dangerous situations because that charge shot surely will kill or combo into something that will.
Oh, right. But the quick swap into forward tilt from Pyra is going to be just enough, and that's what I'm talking about. That kill power is going to be enough to take out even a, you know, I would say like the top quarter of heavy characters in the game. And of course, we're still going to be firing right back. No wait here as well from Floppy. Be getting a nice trade, being able to take that that stock and getting us right back to 2 stocks.
And it was a crucial one as well. I think everyone knows the nightmare when you're trying to finish off a stock on Mythra. You miss something, and all of a sudden you're stuck in a combo sequence that's guaranteed 30-40, and they just keep playing defensive and punishing you out. So it was really important to shut it out immediately, and look at this. What a good way to kind of keep that confidence going, even utilize the uppy out of shield, get off me, and no jump available. So Pyra's got to be a little bit careful, but Floppyfail, I'm seeing the confidence, and good snipe.
Wow, okay, so there's a lot of great frame traps that we're seeing here from Floppy right now. We saw the axe kick on the spot dodge. That was a really nice tool, and we're getting some really good punishes and reads. Floppy setting up some of these situations so consistently that Reed is kind of falling into the traps, falling for the bait, and now getting caught by the super missile as well, having to use the contortion body of Pyra yet again to survive past a big hitbox and get one of her own.
You mentioned it earlier about the hitbox shifting, and it's exactly what Reed's been kind of exploiting with that dare. It's been so damn good, but no aerial. You gotta be careful, and Floppyfail instantly capitalizes. What a way to kind of send that message. It looked so even at the start, and Floppyfail just kind of, you know, leaned forward, locked in, and just got the control going.
And the slow drift in with the back air is a really nice way to finish it off because Yeah, you kind of get that checkmate situation. Aegis off stage has that low power recovery, like very, very dangerous recovery. You get that air dodge baited out, and it's again the frame traps that we're using. We're just kind of setting up the pressure that makes Reed kind of blink in these pressure situations.
Oh, and PS2 will beat the run back. So, you know, Reed definitely won looking at the start where you had that amazing little thing and you're able to just kind of push it, especially when that up B and leading into a nice little tech chase scenario. Not the most amount of damage that you would like, and Floppyfail complementing that further by calling out with it, but this should be a nice little punish. So Reed definitely getting the bigger end of the bargain.
Yeah, looking pretty nice after that one, 24-63. A gentle lead here starting to form for Reed, but Floppy, I mean, this is where things happen, you know, you get a good up B out of shield. We did see that trigger pulled a little bit haphazardly at the beginning of the game, which kind of led to a few neutral fails. But one grab here, we switch immediately into Pyra. We are still on ledge. We are in Pyra mode. We're swinging for the fences. Oh, but speaking of swinging for the fences, we get a forward smash from Floppy, and that was an early kill as well. Unexpected from Floppy.
Oh my, even Floppy's face was like literally one of disgust. It was like, oh, that was nasty. I'm built like that. I am, you know, able to kind of get those out there. So great start by Floppyfail. Hopefully we'll be able to continue it on, but Reed trying to find somebody. But it seems like every single time this Pyra comes out, it's either you get an immediate stock or a hurl of hitboxes just kind of cover its way.
That's just kind of how it goes. Now we have to shield out that side beat, well spaced by Reed, and this time Floppy cannot find a punish, but at 151, we're still staying alive. Great DI, and this time you're gonna have to DI it again. We're still staling it, so it's okay, but Reed waiting for the right time to strike. We're just gonna keep rinsing and repeating. Eventually it will kill, but we are still able to, you know, stale it out and use other fresh moves to do something here, but a grab will miss. The charge shot, enough end lag that you're still close. You can get the kill here, and now 2 stock apiece yet again.
Yeah, and actually, yeah, I think Floppyfail tried to weave in a nair in that interaction, so Reed getting a little more damage at the untrue sequence, but can't follow through something that should have been an great little attack, trying to get this lead rolling as soon as possible, and that should have been a punish. I think it was just maybe just spaced out, but great usage of the foresight. Nice. I love that, especially when you're using it just so aggressively and catching on the platform. The multi-hurt curse comes in the way, but Reed even it up pretty well. Just needs to be careful because you will die real soon.
Right, you gotta watch out because, I mean, Floppy is starting to use dash attack as an anti-air as well. We're getting over the baby charge shot, and that's just enough. We follow up after we bait out that grounded up special, and now we're getting big hits, still staying alive. Reed is getting some hits, but Floppy's gonna be careful about which way he's got to DI for some of these hits as well.
Yeah.
Oh, wow! Oh, still alive again.
Yeah. Excellent recovery as well, so both of them even up that percent game, and now throwing out, you know, her sword. And no, you don't want to be in that position when you miss that tech, so that's going to be an instant punish. Trying to get away, but these up Bs nerf, they haven't been punished as well as we would want to see on Reed's end, or Floppyfail. You know, it's just a divine gift, but that will not last long.
And that all led from a poke from the shield on the side B. We saw Reed setting that up again, ending the shield down, and was able to follow up off of it. But again, Floppyfail just doesn't waste any time. Like, we see really quick fires back, good usage of the shield, or of the Angel Platform invulnerability to run in and try to be more pressured.
Oh yeah, and that trade, that's gotta suck, right? You take a charge shot in return of getting one small measly attack in, and now Floppyfail consistently trying to go for a jump read, trying to catch an aerial with an up air of some sorts, because no, it would just lead into a double up and potentially into an up special as well. And speaking of that one, it's gonna connect, not all of it, but it does propel upwards in a way where you just won't be punished. So it's up to Reed to try to make this kind of happen. But yeah, this is a great way to start it up, and just make it so that Samus is forced to use Dark Samus, I should say, forced to use all those options, but eating a charge shot like that is not a good way to try to make this comeback happen.
Oh, not, but we see the pickup from the platform, the hands thrown up, and you gotta recognize that was a little bit of horse, and that's okay, because Reed picks it up with the down air to up smash, the classic Pyra combo, just coming back for revenge. Floppy not happy with that, and why would he be? Why should he be? That's DLC, but hey, we love this game.
The up tilt, I think might have extended the hitbox a little bit, but also at the same time, Floppyfail must be like, well, if my up tilt was up there, maybe the hitbox. But I think it was just before the actual hit could come out. So yeah, hands thrown up. I did the same thing. I'm not even playing right now. I did the same. Like, what the hell is
crazy.
That?
That's just wild, dude. Okay, so that's cool. We're going right back. Floppy, hopefully unperturbed after that one as we get back into game 3. Just say, okay, well, that's okay. Quick reset. That's all good.
All right, come on.
What a combo. What a combo, baby.
I mean, come on, Floppy. You know, they paid for that character. You gotta respect it sometimes. Your character came for free. Part of the game.
$5.99, baby.
$5.99. You can be like me. You got price of 2 characters, 2 different movesets, 2 different neutrals, and 2 different game plans. It don't matter. The one game plan Floppy is gonna be consistent with is utilizing that little the up B. How damn consistent. I love the read trying to get that foresight out, but instead it won't lead too much of a reward as Reed and Floppyfail are boxing it out, and it seems to be Reed coming out on top at first. No big surprise, it is Mythra after all.
Yeah, and now Mythra, I have to bring out the Pyra, but Mythra in these neutral situations has a lot of leverage to get. We do try to outrange now with the Pyra, and is doing so pretty well enough, but that's not the full side B that we want to hit. And now we're kind of fishing. You can see Floppy just retreats back to the ledge smartly and saying, okay, this is my safe space as a zoner. I'm just going to go back, go for my projectiles. But those projectiles can also be foresighted by Mythra, so gotta be careful about how you pull the trigger.
Mm-hmm. Oh, and speaking of pull the trigger, that was the smash attack thrown out there. Not the biggest reward, but keeping Floppyfail having to come and guess, and actually is able to convert that no kill off of it though. And now Pyra's out. Look at that. Down here through the platform, Reed literally trying to give Floppyfail's like, hey, remember last time you tried to challenge that and how well that paid out for you? Well, hold up, because right now it's looking quite even, and the up tilt actually not killing. Thank goodness, because Dark Samus is quite heavy.
Yeah, and it feels like, you know, you gotta use that heft as much as you can, but Pyra will try to take it away from you, rob you of it, and try to make it that you're just as light as anybody else once she gets her sword on you. Yeah. But hey, a quick pop-up into the charge shot, well sniped by Floppy. But again, Reed off the Angel platform is gonna go right back in and get a quick hit to take the stock.
It's the average game 3 moments where it's down to the wire. No one's going to run away with that lead. It's going to be an instant response, and Reed does so. Rebuttal's back in this argument. Who's going to come out on top? But a great stuff. I'm feeling like Floppyfail's starting to kind of get these reads. At first, it wasn't able to be to lead into huge amounts of rewards, but in that little bit of interaction, including this one trying to land, it's working out. So Reed just kind of going head first into all this projectiles. You kind of have to when you're on that rush down, but a missed up B, giving more positioning advantage to Floppyfail, who kind of gives it up for more safety within charging up these projectiles. But look at these call outs and trying to get that one as well. Reed staying alive and with positioning.
Oh god, we have PTSD from the last game, but we're still having to deal with all of those same tools. Foresight coming in as well to give you the positioning just enough to get an up smash, but that won't take the stock either. It's still Mythra, and it's still Dark Samus. Pyra's gonna have to do the killing at this percent if we want to get anything done. And right now, a block, shield on that unsafe dash attack. You do get a kind of a weak punish with an air, but that's okay. We just try to run it back here on the ledge. Goes for the reversed up tilt, trying to catch that poke from the other side where it starts, but no dice.
And honestly, if you're Reed, you got to stop jumping. All Floppyfail's going for is a read using up air, or if you're gonna do so, throw out like an attack preemptively to wait out for it. But look at that, the tried and true dare. How many times Reed has utilized it? How many times Reed has been heavily rewarded for it? And now Floppyfail has something to say about it. However, look at all this damage is kind of unanswered, even reading the air dodge as well. So Reed in a huge amount of trouble.
Oh, and now in even more trouble as we're on Pyra. We have to go for the up special. Not enough pressure here from Floppyfail, so Reed does get back for now. Rolls in on the platform, and now we switch right back into Mythra because we know we got to play the neutral here. But a 136, it's still looking really, really dicey. Floppyfail just needs one good charge shot, one good grab, a Zaire to something. Anything could work. A back air on ledge could be really dangerous as well. We're looking for that up special, and I think that might be the most risky of those options I didn't even mention.
Yeah, and a dash attack. Ooh, and a pop-off as well. Huge upset. Seed number 10 to seed number 2. So Floppyfail punching that ticket to further go on. What a tight set. And what a great set. It was just I feel like the reads at the end that Floppyfail was able to kind of get showed who was able to kind of come out on top. Sure, a little bit messy at the end, but it's the Arcadian, baby. What do you expect?
No, it's true. There were a lot of moments where there were some close calls. We saw a lot of like emotions running high in that set. So yeah, it's kind of crazy being able to kind of overcome your demons and survive like a down air to up smash like we had just lost to in game two. This time Floppyfail kind of like doing the right things, DIing correctly, playing it safer. And that's kind of what you have to do is Dark Samus. You got to slow down the pace. You got to make sure that Mythra is not able to run all over you and set the rhythm of the game. Because once she does, then Pyra's right behind her to try to finish the stock.
Mm-hmm. And I think I mentioned it earlier. I'm pretty sure that you would agree too. Is when Floppyfail was able to just kind of consistently snipe Reed out of the air. To me, that's where like all the matchups just went so well. Like how many times
Mhm.
Floppyfail was just kind of going for a fair read or just an up air, little like a double, like a single jump, full hop up air, waiting for Reed to kind of jump into it. Yeah, that was disgusting. By the way, it's a
Yep.
miracle that Reed was able to kind of come back from that.
Yeah, but it's the mental fortitude. You got to be able to take the hits and keep on hitting yourself. Take it on the chin. A lot of crazy kills here. Of course, like Pyra doing most of the heavy lifting of some of these stocks, killing
Ew.
rather early. That was at 50%, by the way, and then at 95 post hit. That's just. It's just one of those things that Pyra can really make or break this set. We think of her as like kind of the secondary thing to Mythra sometimes, but like Pyra, she still does some crazy stuff.
Mm. The kill power. It's like the number one thing people know about this character,
Hmm.
and it gets real scary. But at the same time, an excellent set between the two. I was thinking a comeback was in order because of how well Mythra can really get those things. But when the Pyro came out trying to go for that early kill pressure, I don't blame Reed trying to get
Right.
it down, but the consistent little snipes on there, huge mistake. And I love the greed kind of going
Hmm.
for it all, but you might as well just kind of taking that good amount of guaranteed damage and catching the jump once again with that little dash attack, which would cross up on shield as well for a little bit of less risk. Floppy will be taking that huge dub
Hmm.
over Reed.
Yeah, and that means moves on to winners semifinals, where they will await the next victor of our last quarterfinal set, which is going to be level 6 versus Sauce. I'm not sure if we're going to get that on stream, but we might be able to jump to the winners semifinals, which is Noodle and Kaz.